Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. Happy Monday to you. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I'm Mark Daniels. Thank you for joining us dead early on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Mark, it's a pleasure to have you back. Are you feeling a little better today?
I am feeling a lot better, actually. I had the sniffles and sneezes, and I had to resort to good old bush medicine last week. So I drained the sarsi, take the croton leaf and warm it with the candle, and take the lard and put it on my chest, and then take the cardboard and the paper bag and put it on the forehead with the spit, and I was perfectly fine, right?
I think that lots of people in the island, and even some of the older folks here in Nassau, agree that that was the perfect remedy. So we're happy that you're better. And of course, we're looking forward to a great show with you. Was the weekend good as well, since you had your paper bag on your head?
Yes, I stayed out of the public eye, so I wasn't judged. But it was a good weekend nonetheless. Relaxing with the babies, enjoying the hot weather, getting some sun. Babies love sun. They're just like little plants. So we enjoyed ourselves, had a nice, relaxing weekend.
That's awesome. It's so good to hear. Well, it certainly was a beautiful one. One or two passing showers, but overall just sunny and a reminder that we're truly blessed here in the Bahamas to enjoy such a wonderful atmosphere. And so, yes, it was a good weekend. And of course, we're looking forward to a great show. We want to wish a very happy Independence Day to all of our American brothers and sisters who are celebrating today on the 4th of July. The hotel seemed full, Mark, so that's always a good thing. And we hope that all those celebrating today will certainly enjoy the day. Just a reminder that that basketball game happens tonight over at Bahamar. The Bahamas will be taking on the Dominican Republic. They won against the Virgin Islands last week, Friday. Congratulations to them. Wonderful photo of Buddy Hield going around winning at that game. And so we wish them all the best tonight as they continue to attempt to qualify for the Basketball World Cup.
Go Bahamas, taking over the world.
Indeed, we are right in time for independence. Well, we've got another great show for you today. Forbes, the culture, now has a Bahamian chapter. So we'll be talking about that. And the Tourism Development Corporation team will provide us with an update on their organization.
Definitely looking forward to those segments, Star. And we're also going to be talking to Vincent Morley about dealing with rising energy costs. And we'll also take another look at our story with the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas and their art summer camp. But first, let's take a look at weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. And your first look at weather sunrise. High pressure continues to persist across the northwest and central Bahamas, where the northern axis of an active tropical wave will support showers and thunderstorms over the southeastern islands today. That system will move westward and move into the central Bahamas tonight, into tomorrow, and into New Providence and Grand Bahama late Tuesday into Wednesday, with increasing cloudiness, showers, and thunderstorms. Some of those showers will be heavier times, those thunderstorms strong, severe times, and also could cause flooding in low-lying areas. Today, partly sunny, very warm, with a few showers, possible thunderstorms in the northwest Bahamas, mostly cloudy, with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across the central and southeastern islands. Like I said, some of those showers heavier times, thunderstorms strong, severe times, high temperature 89. Tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy to cloudy, breezy and warm, with a few nighttime showers and isolated thunderstorms, particularly with the central and southeastern islands. Below going down to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 88 and 80. In Jamaica, 88 and 78. In Trinidad, 85 and 77. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 90 and 77. Across North America, Atlanta, 85 and 73. In Raleigh, 85 and 73. In Miami, 87 and 78. Dallas, Texas, 98 and 79. And Toronto, Canada, 73 and 65. As you go through the week, that active tropical wave will create cloudy conditions, warm, breezy, with scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms over most of the islands, in particular northwest and central Bahamas on Tuesday and Wednesday. But by the end of the week, we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds, hot with a few showers, maybe nice and thunderstorm by afternoon. The low temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s to lower 90s daytime and the upper 70s at nighttime. That puts you up your first look at weather sunrise. I'm Cartwright Brent. Back to you, Star.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem, just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Join the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the Click.
And in 3.
Thank you, Godfrey. Our next guest, Vincent Morley, is the Operations Manager and Senior Vice President of R&R Medical and Welding Supply and Industrial Gas. And he has extensive experience working in the oil and energy industry. He's going to talk to us today about rising energy costs. Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise, Mr. Morley.
Morning. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for being up with us dead early on this marvelous Monday, man.
Yeah, after a long weekend, yeah.
Yeah, so tell us, we're here talking about energy costs. What are the factors that are affecting oil and natural gas prices right now?
Well, of course, there's a war going on in Ukraine, and it's of course it's causing all the supply chains and everything to be affected globally. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I must say, it's really crazy. So the fact that supply chains are being affected, shipping costs are extremely high. So when I remember, I'm bringing in some shipments now as we speak, and I was spending say 2 years, a cost I think 3 years ago, I was spending roughly about, say, $3,500 to almost $3,000 for one shipment, 120-foot container. Today, I'm spending around about $7,000 for one shipping. Yeah, it's costing a lot of shipping rates.
So as these prices increase, how much does that impact the cost of business and the price to consumers?
It's costing it. It's hitting home all around in terms of operational costs, as relates to the utility costs, of course, especially as relates to energy for operating your businesses, especially my business, because we use a lot of power for the operation of our plant at the office, to operate to refill auction cylinders, you name it. So it's hitting us home hard, pretty hard, you know.
So in light of this, how can consumers conserve energy or reduce their energy costs?
Well, there are solar lights, of course, there's solar panels. Solar is becoming pretty big in the industry. LNG fueling it's a cheaper fuel in the market, but the problem with that is it's not like propane or diesel where you could just have it sitting for when you're ready to use it. Mm-hmm. You have to use it continuously. You have to be fast burning it. That's why the power company BPL hasn't implemented as yet, because there needs to be a how can I put it? It needs to be it needs to be in a self-contained environment. It needs to be able to flow much more faster, and it needs to be on a high demand. You can't just use natural gas in today and say, hey, okay, I could turn it on. You can't just put it there and say, hey, I could use it today. But at the end of the day, if you don't use it, it ain't gonna be there. Right. But it needs to be fast flowing. So the other alternative to use from an energy perspective to save costs and save for operation would be mostly solar panels. Mm-hmm. I don't speak much about the solar as much because, of course, I'm in the gas world, but solar is good. I mean, I suggest most businesses around the country. We have a lot of sun. You know, get some solar.
Yeah, we have an unlimited supply of renewable energy from our sun. And I think the solar technology has been making advancements in the past few years to become more efficient, more cost effective to the everyday consumer. And so I would also just, support what you're saying, that we should look at forms of alternative and renewable energy that are available to us in our homes, whether it's a small solar panel for power, whether it's a solar water heater. I know right now it's summertime, so our biggest costs are going to probably be power from drawing the AC. So these are all things to consider, checking out your house, making sure your windows are sealed properly, the doors are sealed, so you're not wasting power. It's summertime, so we're going to have on our AC.
Yeah, I went to my barber the other day, and apparently he has a solar air conditioning unit, and I didn't even know they had that on the market. So
there you go.
Get a solar AC unit.
There you go. Solar is where it's at. And so speaking about gassing up AC, so you deal in industrial and medical gases. So tell us about your business.
Well, the medical gas business, of course, we had the pandemic where we supply a lot of oxygen for doctors' hospital and also obviously home care patients. That has slowed down. That has deceased a lot, which is good for our country now. As you can see, we're opening up. We had the big beat retreat yesterday. We're about to have the Independence Junction Rush, which is good. I'm a Genesis Warhawks. Thank you. So we're gonna have it's gonna be a good good year for the Bahamas in terms of getting the country open back up. And for my business, we have a lot of projects on the table as relates to oxygen supply, nitrogen supply, and so forth. But one of the biggest gas that we do supply, which is helium, that has been a shortage. We haven't had helium now for the past 3 months, and Party Line and Multi-Party Doors and the other party supply stores and home fabric doors, they've been calling us for helium, but we aren't able to supply helium right now due to the fact of the war and the supply chain. So that's critical. But in terms of the auction supply, in terms of the construction sector, in terms of the day-to-day welders who do the burglar bars for moms' houses and gates and so forth, yeah, that's still moving. That's still picking up in the right direction. And, of course, we do the fire protection. So we were doing a lot as relates to fire protection work in terms of fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, alarms, and so forth. And then obviously we're doing the LNG at some point later down in the year for 1 or 2 clients around the Bahamas.
So tell us, you've tackled the medical industry, the construction industry. What's next for R&R? What other industries do you serve, or what's in the future pipeline for you?
Well, the CO2 market seems a bit of an opportunity. The liquid nitrogen market seems a bit of a good opportunity as relates to the food. Bahamas use a lot of liquid nitrogen for making food. Of course, they use liquid nitrogen for making drinks, these nice, pretty drinks what ladies like to drink from time to time on the weekend. So it's different. And then of course Albany used liquid nitrogen for the cryotherapy. I remember Tiger Woods, he needed, when he does his golf tournaments, he preferred to use the liquid nitrogen to cool down his bodies and his cells and so forth, and his bodies and so forth. Yeah. So it's a lot of, different stuff out there that we use.
And for the homeowner, for the everyday person, what types of products do they normally purchase from your business?
Well, on a daily basis, we get a lot of calls lately for home care oxygen, the portable tanks that you could have home in your house, and of course, obviously the fire extinguishers to have home and the smoke detectors. We'll be running some campaigns, some ads as of this month, going into the September, that we'll be saying, look, get your portable fire extinguisher for your home, getting a small portable tank for home as well. So that's to have on hand, because you never know when you might need it. You might have shortness of breath, family member might come over, something might happen. Of course, we're still, what they say, we're still in the pandemic, but we're not in the pandemic. But it's always good to be safe. It's always good to have your tools on hand.
Yeah, that's a good recommendation. In addition to a fire extinguisher, if you have someone whose health is compromised, or your family members that may come over, especially during this hurricane season, maybe it is a good idea for you to have a small tank of oxygen at your house as a part of your emergency response kit. You have a first aid kit. You have other, they call it bug out bags with your medication and other important documents. So maybe add an oxygen tank to your collection so that you're sure that you cover all your bases, right?
Indeed, you need to have these things on hand. I mean, R&R is 24 hours. We open up 7 days a week. We're here to serve the Bahamian people. I work 24 hours. I work 7 days a week. So, hey, I love to serve people. I love to serve my customers. But I advise people to get a small portable tank, have it at home, get a small portable fire extinguisher. If you have a fire extinguisher that hasn't been serviced, please bring it to us. We'll gladly check it out for you and see what needs to be done for it.
Perfect. So tell us, Vincent, how can people find out more about R&R Welding?
You can find us on Montrose Avenue and Rosetta Street. Located, we just freshly painted our building. It's yellow and black. Can't miss us on the corner. The office numbers are 325-0258, and the other number is 698-1160. But if you want to reach me on my cell, 427-6908. If you want a more direct connection, 427-6908. Reach me on my cell phone.
Thank you so much, Vincent Morley, Operations Manager and Senior Vice President of R&R Medical and Welding Supply and International Gas, here talking to us about rising energy costs, how you can save money at home, and just basically what you need to have in your house. Take home message, get yourself a portable fire extinguisher and some oxygen for this hurricane season so you're equipped and everyone in your family is safe. Vincent, I'd like to thank you again for coming on Bahamas at Sunrise. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Yes, thank you. Great.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Forbes, the culture, an organization aimed at transforming communities through entrepreneurship, philanthropy, and leadership, now has a Bahamian chapter led by our next guest. He's here to tell us more. Lincoln Deal, lead Bahamas chapter of Forbes, the culture. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise, Lincoln.
Good morning. It is great to be here.
Always a pleasure to have you with us. Such an outstanding young entrepreneur doing really great work. And the first thing we want to understand, first of all, is how did you get connected with Forbes Under 30?
Yeah. And so, again, thank you for having me this morning. I got connected with Forbes, the Under 30 Summit back in 2016, actually. I traveled down to Boston. I was invited there to be a part of this conference to understand more about some new global opportunities, connect with other like-minded individuals and things of that nature. At the conference, we met with so many disruptive entrepreneurs in the United States, around the world, and it kind of grew from there. So from that conference, we all stayed in contact. We continued to assist each other as necessary. And later on, back in 2019, Forbes, the culture, was officially recognized as the global hub and chapter.
Okay, excellent. Now, we talked about like Forbes Under 30, and then you've got like Forbes, the culture. So what is the Bahamas chapter of Forbes, the culture about? Is it the same thing, or does it look a little different?
Right. So it's relatively the same thing. What differentiates it is that, Forbes, being a 105-year-old organization, has always been, it's known for the Forbes list and then the Forbes Under 30. Forbes actually, helped to create this platform to create equitable pathways for persons of color that are also doing great things, because a lot of times there are, groups of individuals, parts of the world that are just still unrecognized. And so the Bahamas culture will be one of the first chapters of Forbes, the culture, and is going to give Bahamians now an opportunity to participate with some of the mentorship opportunities, the network opportunities, be able to connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs around the world. For an example, Damon John is a mentor to this program. And so, persons that, want an opportunity on a Shark Tank or something of that nature will now have the opportunity to do that. And it's really exciting.
That's excellent. That's incredibly exciting. So many of our young people under 30 are quite interested in entrepreneurship. Certainly, the pandemic has made that even more of a viable option for many of them, and things like the Access Accelerator. So to hear about mentorship is a very big deal, especially mentorship and exposure outside of our country, which can, of course, bring ideas back to us. So that's really good stuff, Lincoln. How do you plan on building your Bahamian membership?
Yeah, so since the announcement, there's been a lot of amazing Bahamians reaching out on how to be a part of it. And one of the first things you can do is apply to the chapter. So this is at Forbes the Culture /Forbes or Forbes.com/Forbes the Culture. And you would be able to see the application process. That then comes to a back-end platform where both groups, look at the persons and, just invite them into the chapter. We're actually also going to be having a launch ceremony in a few weeks, and we look forward to bringing you more details as to that. We will have the Forbes culture head here in the Bahamas, and they will officially kick it off, launch it, and take it to where we're hoping that it goes. One of the things that we have been pitching to them over the past couple of weeks is possibly considering having one of their conferences here in the Bahamas. As you know, Forbes is well known and renowned for their conferences that has, some of the best global leaders, entrepreneurs, business people, philanthropists on one stage. And so from a tourism pitch, we are also looking at that, and also to give more Bahamians that opportunity to be a part of it. And so we look forward to sharing more details soon.
Yeah, that's exciting. Certainly, with the FTX conference having happened here, and so many conferences over the years in different spaces, we continue to prove to be a leading destination for that sort of event. So we're hopeful that Forbes the Culture will consider it, especially when you guys do launch officially in a couple of weeks here. Congratulations again on that note. And then, Lincoln, when you think about creating spaces that foster professional, social, and civic development. Why do you think that Forbes the Culture is such a good place for that?
I think Forbes the Culture is now a growing brand that has more than 3,000 to 5,000 memberships globally. I believe that its ties with Forbes gives it that direct opportunity and link to connect with, some of the most renowned leaders, persons that are already successful in various industries, various platforms, and to help bring others along. And I think that's a big part of what the Forbes the Culture Bahamas edition is. Basically, it's not just about fostering that network of already successful people, but also trying to bring along others that are still developing their entrepreneurial, philanthropic, and leadership abilities and connect them with these global opportunities. I don't think that Bahamians are lacking in talent or ingenuity. I think we just need that opportunity, that platform to share our creative geniuses and take it to the world. And I'm hoping that this is just the beginning of what that can be and what that can look like. And there are already success stories from persons that are in Forbes the Culture. I have a colleague that had a specific product, and through Forbes the Culture, they were able to get it in the Walmarts and the Walgreens around the world. And so we want to connect Bahamians with similar opportunities, because we may be in the Caribbean, but it's one global loop.
Yeah, it is. And you just need the access, right? Certainly we have talent and the skills. And once you have the access, you can put some other things in place, especially now that, again, we have things like the Access Accelerator and more banks on board with loans, et cetera. So this really is a great time. And so, this is big, Lincoln. Who can be a member? I know that you guys will do the official membership launch later on, but is it only for entrepreneurs under 30? Will it be extended beyond that? Who can actually become a member of this chapter of Forbes the Culture?
So it's definitely not just for under 30. I just want to make that clear. It is for persons that are, in business, philanthropy, leadership, that are looking to, expand their networks, to, tap into other opportunities, not just locally, but globally. And so, you can apply and join forces. We want the Bahamas chapter to be a renowned chapter, a known chapter, and a chapter that has a strong membership. And so that's incredibly important. And I'm sure that there's so many Bahamians that will do well from it.
Excellent. All right. And so, Lincoln, this has been incredibly educational. I think sometimes even as people watch, they have a desire to learn even more than we're able to provide in the short time that we can speak. So I just want to confirm again. So if we wanted to look up Forbes the Culture, just learn some more about the organization, we can go to Forbes.com, or where would we go for that?
Yeah, you can go to Forbes.com/Forbes the Culture. And you would be able to find all of the details as it pertains to membership. When we have the actual announcement, there will also be another link that Bahamians will be able to apply to, but you can apply from now at that link. In fact, there have already been Bahamians applying there that we've been seeing. And so we look forward to having them as well. And you're right, Star, this is a great time for entrepreneurship with organizations like Access Accelerator, the Bahamas Development Bank, who just had a conference on the weekend, among other things. I think Bahamians are now moving into that space. And so we look forward to sharing more. And yes, you can apply now.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning, my brother Lincoln Deal. Incredibly proud of you as always, as you continue to just, innovate and create, and not just for yourself, but certainly for the country. And so we thank you again for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Anastasia.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
In the Bahamas, small business is big business. More than 90% of the businesses in the Bahamas are classified as micro, small, or medium-sized enterprises, or MSMEs. The Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center was created to serve them. We at the Access Accelerator offer a variety of services to our clients: business advisory services, training and entrepreneurial programming, mentorship and incubation, and advocacy.
Joined the Click is an initiative started by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions last year when we were trying to figure out how to help business leaders as well as consumers to stay connected. Working with Canoe, working with other partners, working with the government and My Gateway to help them to connect with customers who want to place orders and want to be able to do things in a digital way.
My Gateway. My Gateway is a groundbreaking portal through which clients can request and pay for government services online. We have 28 services. We expect to increase the number of services to a minimum of 200.
I love that we're helping the government and helping our citizens to be more efficient and to use their time more wisely.
I invite you to sign up for mygateway.gov.bs and let us make government work for you. Join the Click.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point on this marvelous Monday. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
And I am Mark Daniels. Thanks for joining us dead early on this July 4th, Independence Day for the United States. To all of our American friends out there, happy Independence Day. Star, I was looking at some interesting statistics about July 4th. So on the July 4th holiday, it's estimated over $8 billion is spent on food. Over $1 billion of that is spent on beer alone. And over 150 million hot dogs are consumed on the July 4th holiday.
Wow. Wow. No, wow, indeed. I am not surprised, though. You know, it is for very long, the World Superpowers a special day. So people celebrate it with great gusto in the United States, and then abroad, wherever there are Americans, of course, they're celebrating as well. So yeah, lots of hot dogs today. I'm sure I remember my time working at Atlantis, and definitely lots of hot dogs consumed on this day there too. So looking forward to the fireworks that I'm sure we'll see between the hotels later. But again, as Mark said, a very happy Independence Day to those celebrating. I'm looking forward to our own celebrations, just 6 days away. Make sure that you're keeping up with Independence calendar. Of course, the Beat Retreat happened yesterday, but they also have National Flag Day coming up this Friday. So if you've not yet put those flags on your cars, not yet put something outside of your house, not yet gotten your shirt, make sure that you go ahead and do that. We want to celebrate and show support for our country and all that we've achieved over these 49 years, especially going into year 50. So just a reminder that it's always good to be able to enjoy the celebrations of others, but there's nothing like celebrating your own.
I mean, very well said. And for all y'all that love to wear your colors and your flags during election time, now's the real time to wear your colors and your flag. So let me keep that same energy, and I can see y'all this weekend, right?
Indeed. Well, we still got more great stuff for you in our second half. We're going to be talking to Ian Ferguson and Rafique Symonette about the Tourism Development Corporation's rebranding initiatives.
Looking forward to that segment. And we're also going to find out about the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas' Mixed Media Arts Summer Camp. And it's going to be starting today. So make sure you tune into that segment to find out if you or your little ones want to join that camp. But let's take a second look at weather with Brother Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Mark, and good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather, sunrise, the tropics. The tropics remain quiet, and tropical cyclone formation expected during the next 5 days. Local saying, though, the northern axis of an active tropical wave will support showers and thunderstorms particularly the southeastern islands today, moving westward into the central Bahamas tonight, and over the New Providence and the northwest Bahamas by Tuesday into Wednesday with some showers and thunderstorms. Some of those showers becoming heavier times, so thunderstorms strong to severe times. In the marine forecast today, winds east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, 2 to 4 feet over the northwest Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots, 4 to 6 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Tuesday, they continue east to southeast at 15 knots, 3 to 5 feet over the northwest Bahamas, 15 to 20 knots, 4 to 6 feet over the central and southeastern islands. On Wednesday, they continue east to southeast at 15 knots, 3 to 5 feet over the northwest Bahamas, southeasterly at 15 to 20 knots, 4 to 6 feet over the central and southeastern islands. Year tides had a low tide at 6:15 this morning. Next high tide will be at 12 minutes past midday. Low gain this evening at 12 minutes past 6. Sunset 8:03 this evening. Rising was 6:24. UV index 8. Your water temperature 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And the moon phase is now moving towards the first quarter. External look. The northern axis of tropical wave will bring cloudy skies, warm temperatures, breezy conditions, scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms through Wednesday. The improvement comes on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with a mix of sun and clouds. On the hot side, a couple of showers or thunderstorm by afternoon. Low temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s to low 90s daytime and the upper 70s at nighttime. Does that put you up in your phone? Good weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Thank you, Godfrey. The Tourism Development Corporation recently announced a rebranding initiative in an effort to expand the support for tourism entrepreneurs. This morning, we're happy to welcome Ian Ferguson, Executive Director of the TDC, and Rafique Symonette, who is Chairman of the TDC, and they're here to discuss all of this rebranding and new initiatives with us. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
Good morning, Anastasia. Good morning, Bahamas.
It's a pleasure to have you all with us. Let's get right into it by understanding, what does this corporate rebranding actually entail?
Well, our corporate rebranding is really about us reintroducing the TDC to the market. We feel that there's too long been a period of time where it wasn't clear of our vision and where we were going. And we wanted to spend some time and really get to partner with our stakeholders so that everybody knows how the TDC can be an effective support for tourism entrepreneurs.
Okay, excellent. All right. Talking entrepreneurship, talking tourism makes a lot of sense since we're here in the Bahamas. And so I'm happy that this initiative is taking place because the corporation has actually been around for a couple of years. And so it's good that people are now going to be made even more aware of it. You did mention partnerships. So what role do key partnerships play?
The TDC actually plays a role within the ecosystem of actually providing support for tourism. So from our perspective, we're sort of that catalyst in between to be able to make sure to drive entrepreneurs to where they need to go to get the effective support. So from our perspective, we want to be able to be that catalyst to be able to support the Bahamas Development Bank, the IDB, Ministry of Tourism, so all the various key stakeholders in the process to ensure that entrepreneurs know where to go and where to get help.
Yeah, I love that. Catalyst, I think, is one of my favorite words because it speaks so much to what is necessary for something to happen on the other end, right? You need this shift, you need this momentum, you need this thing, this it thing that makes the difference. And so it's great to see that this organization has been structured around being that for those that want to really connect with those tourism linkages. So how has the corporation's focus and priorities changed, if at all, as a result of the rebranding?
Well, I think for us, the key thing is that we've developed 4 new key priorities. We want to actually focus on being a support for product development in the Bahamas. It's very important. Right now, one of the key criticisms that we receive in the Bahamas is that we don't have enough new, creative, innovative product. And we actually want to be able to be that support, to be able to help entrepreneurs to find a way to provide products that are actually consistent with current trends and ensure that we can actually get a product that excites tourists. Next, we want to focus on business development. We want to actually be able to be that support by providing consultancy services, training services, support services around filings, et cetera, so that entrepreneurs can actually effectively participate within the economy. Thirdly, we want to focus on providing tourism linkages. There are many businesses within the Bahamas that are not tourism related, but can supply into the tourism sector. We want to be that support so that whether or not you sell products that actually a big hotel can purchase or a cruise ship can purchase, we want to actually be that linkage for those entrepreneurs. And then finally, we want to develop the sector. We want to have sectoral development. We want to basically provide a platform to be able to grow and improve the overall tourism sector. And we can do that by creating dialogue between entrepreneurs and between all the various stakeholders in the platform. So that's really our new priority that we're focusing on.
I love that. I love that. And it's always so good when you can break them down into something so succinct as like 4 points, right? And say that these are the things that we want to get done, and this is how we plan to do it. And I love that it includes everyone. I don't think as many of us realized how connected we were to tourism until the pandemic. And then even entrepreneurs like me realized that, okay, there's a huge shift in business because the businesses that I support are connected to tourism. And so it's good to know that we can kind of have those conversations and understand how even those in the periphery can benefit from a greater consultation and greater communication with an organization like this one. So are there any upcoming projects and any summer initiatives in particular that we should be on the lookout for?
Quite a number of them, Anastasia, in fact. Most of them, in fact, linked to those corporate priorities that Chairman spoke to. So the first one that we want to share is our lifeguard training. This is top of mind for us right now. It is a summer initiative. We have engaged all of our beach resorts. So the goal is to partner with the American Lifeguard Association. The 25th of July is the launch date. We're also partnering with the National Training Agency. And so we're having 100 lifeguards, Bahamian lifeguards trained. They will, of course, be eventually placed in a number of the local resorts as well as the public beaches here in Nassau. That's one of the first initiatives. Of course, there are a number of them that I said are linked to corporate priorities. So for instance, your name came up in a number of the discussions that we've had around creative industries, around orange economy. Just as we would have launched some time ago, the agri-tourism linkage, we are now launching second week in August, the creative industries, the orange economy tourism linkage. And of course, the goal of linkage creation or the linkage creation group is really responsible for trying to find ways to forge to create those business opportunities that, again, businesses, micro, small, medium-sized enterprises can somehow leverage the strength, the support of tourism, and of course, also finding those touristic kinds of synergies as well. We also have our training programs for our clients that we're launching in just a short while. In fact, at the end of this month, we launched the first two of those training programs. There's one that we call creating a culture of service excellence. Simone Bowe as our lead facilitator there. We're also launching another one that we call leveraging technology. We have a wonderful professional from the University of the Bahamas assisting us with that. So there are a number of programs, and of course, we're going to encourage persons very shortly to go to our website that is unfortunately still under construction, tdcbahamas.com, to get a little more of the details for some of those programs that we have going.
Yeah, wow, that sounds like a whole lot. And so it's good to know that the resort's on board. It's good to know that we've got that training continuing, right? Because training really does make the difference. People may not be aware of things, especially because things are changing so quickly. So ongoing training is critical for the development of any industry. And so it sounds like TDC has a lot in the pipeline, even for the summer. And of course, more will be to come, especially if there are any opportunities for partnerships and people listening to this conversation can see something and maybe want to discuss it with you about how they can do that. So if that is the case and someone is interested in partnership, how do they contact you? Who do they email? What do they email?
Okay, good. So our telephone contacts in the office, the numbers are, of course, 242-603-4852. And of course, they can email our general email. It's info@tdcbahamas.com. Of course, we have a technical lead for each of those priority areas. And so Trevor Strawn is our technical lead for product development. Khadijah Young, our technical lead for business development. Georgia Walks, our technical lead for linkages. And of course, Dania Coakley, our technical lead for sectoral engagement. I failed to mention that some of the upcoming projects that we kind of have in the pipeline that really will, I think, necessitate persons in reaching out to us and engaging us. It really includes, and I think this is a good week for us to share this and for us to kind of launch this. It's a program that we simply called 50 by 50. Now, 50 by 50 is connected to so many things. Of course, we're officially in Independence Week, and 50 by 50 is essentially our initiative, our program to assist in the establishment of 50 tour and excursion businesses by July 10th, 2023. The goal obviously is to provide all of the technical consultancy support, all of the hand-holding to ensure that they have the liability insurance, to ensure that they are up and ready. Of course, leading into that, or part of that process, is creating an incubation center. In fact, a number of them, specifically in the downtown Nassau area, east of Parliament Square and Roston Square, making obviously our attempt to revitalize that area. So there are a number of programs that are attached to that, like our historic mural program, like of course the new business venture pitch program, but all leading to ensuring that by July 10th, 2023, we have 50 new tour and excursion businesses that are properly incorporated, having all of the insurance required. They have all of the website, they have all of the technology support that they need, and they are able to really engage meaningfully those 10,000+ visitors that traverse the downtown Nassau every day. And ensuring that they not only come off the cruise, that we not only increase the spend in the Bahamas, but of course that people leave with the kinds of experiences that are synonymous with a Bahamian experience.
I love it. I love it. I could think about 4 different tours in my mind just now. I'm sure that there are many entrepreneurs out there thinking the same way, so creatively, ways that they could showcase and highlight our country. So that's really exciting. And I love that, because a part of the independence celebrations, in my humble opinion, for our 50th ought to be, how do we engage on all these different levels of the community? So to see tourism and the TDC in particular taking that stance, we want to have these 50 people by our 50th, it really does excite me. The smile is so genuine right now, because I think that's excellent, and it's so good to hear. And to hear you talk about insurances and space, because a lot of times entrepreneurs want to do these things. They have the idea, they don't understand the process, or they might understand the process but feel overwhelmed by it, or feel like they cannot achieve it. So it's good to know that an organization like the TDC does exist to kind of do that hand holding to get them to the next level. Oh, gentlemen, congratulations. This is really good stuff to hear this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise.
We're so happy to have you had us here. Thank you.
Yeah. Any final words for us, Mr. Chairman?
I think we're ready to go, and we want to make sure that tourism is ready to go and entrepreneurs are ready to go. So get those creative thinking caps on and come and talk to us and let us see how we can help you. That's really what we want to do.
Excellent. Well, we've been speaking this morning with Chairman of the TDC, Rafique Symonette, and of course, Executive Director of the TDC, Ian Ferguson. It has been a pleasure to speak with both of you. Thank you so much for coming on Bahamas at Sunrise this morning and sharing this information with us. All the best to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
One thing, two things. Blue thing, old things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right, and in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Welcome back. Summer is here, in case you didn't notice. The sun is hot, the children are home, and they can't stay out of the fridge. So what are we going to do about it? I'm happy to tell you that the National Art Gallery is pleased to announce the return of the annual Mixed Media Arts Summer Camp. Our Suzette Parker has that story. Enjoy.
The NAGB Mixed Media Art Summer Camp is returning to the gallery this month to provide a hands-on approach to teaching campers visual art techniques and multiple mediums of creativity to develop their knowledge of art.
So we're really excited about this year's summer camp. This is the first time in 2 years that we're bringing the summer camp back on site in almost its complete glory. So last year we did a hybrid model. We did virtual and on-site with a very, very small group of students. And the year before that, we were completely virtual, of course, because of COVID. This year, our theme is Old Story, Folktales and Traditions. And we're really excited to bring this to our campers because we're going to be talking about something that's a really important and actually very unique part of Bahamian culture that a lot of young people don't know about.
A variety of techniques will be explored.
First and foremost, they're going to learn how to tell stories. So every camper is going to have the chance to create their own old story. And for those people who've never even heard of old story has been described by a researcher who came here way back when in the 1950s as a kaleidoscope of color with how incredibly unique and colorful it is. So they'll be able to make their own story. They're going to be painting, drawing, using pastels, learning about the principles and elements of art, making sculptural work. I mean, the sky is the limit for how creative they can be. And there's also a lot of space for campers to bring their own ideas, their own unique talents into the mix, because we want to see what they can do and we want to create a space where they feel comfortable doing it.
There are 2 sessions happening in July.
So the camp is divided into 2 two-week sessions, and during each 2-week session, each camper will be able to make 2 complete major pieces. Now that doesn't mean if they finish early they won't have the opportunity to make more, because some people move a lot faster than others. So of course we're not going to slow anybody down, but we're also not going to push anybody to speed up. We want them to work at their own pace. And at the end of the whole camp, at the end of July, August 4th, we're going to have a summer camp exhibition that displays work made by the students at the camp. Each student will have the opportunity to display at least one of their pieces. So we're going to have a room just full of artwork made by campers, at least over 100 pieces, and it's always really exciting to see what they come up with.
The camp is for primary to senior students.
The camp welcomes children ages 5 to 17, so let me not say children and young adults, because of course our 14 to 17-year-olds don't want to hear the word children. And they are divided into age-appropriate groups that are taught by working art, teaching art professionals. The camp is going to happen between July 4th and 29th, and the first 2 weeks, of course, the first session, and the second 2 weeks are the last session. And of course, there's still time to register. So people can register by going to nagb.org.bs. You go to our homepage, the big summer camp banner is right there. It says Old Story, Folktales and Traditions. Click on the banner, it takes you to the page that has all of the information. You scroll down to the bottom, click the register button, fill out the form, hit submit, We get it immediately. Now, unfortunately, we're not offering online payment as yet, but you can come into the NAGB's mixed media store and pay. We are open Tuesday to Saturday, 10 to 5, and on Sunday from 12 to 5. So there's a lot of time for you to pass by and just pop into our store. We also offer partial scholarships to people who may need a little bit of financial assistance. We know that the cost can be a bit much for some people, of course, in times like these. So it is $320 for the full 2 weeks, but it covers everything. It covers all the art materials, the educators, all of the presenters, lunch, snacks, drinks, t-shirts, everything. The only thing you need to do is drop your kid here at 9 in the morning and pick them up at 3.
There are some exciting things happening at the gallery.
We are excited that the Kendra Farb, the Whimsical Collector show has been extended. So this is a historical moment in time, and it gives the Bahamian public an opportunity to come and see it, before it closes in August. So it's free to the Bahamian people. Our campus is free. So many freebies. You can come and visit our art park, get the free Wi-Fi. Special thanks to Alive for that. You can use our library. We have so many educational initiatives. It's just such a great open space to be.
Artist Kendra Furup's exhibition is not to be missed.
So a little about Kendra Furup. She is a Bahamian artist. She's based out of Tampa. She makes these very complex pieces. They're not just paintings that you can just look at and appreciate from afar. Lots of her works are 3D. They're very interactive. You can play with them. Kids would love it. It's a great thing to do with families. It's a great date. She has some very quirky pieces. Pecking order seems to be a favorite. It's a nice, like a drum, and it has like flamingos. You can shake it and it moves, and you have the sugar apples. You have casts of her daughter's hand. It's a 30-year retrospective. And it's the first time we've really closed the entire museum space, all of the gallery spaces, to feature one artist, one female artist. And it's a really big deal. She is very talented. You see the evolution of her work throughout the years. And a gift like this is, it's a rare opportunity to have it in this environment and for so long.
Art created by the summer campus will be displayed, and several other shows are underway for the fall.
Well, as we begin to close out the Kendra Farb show, we start to make way for the exhibition for the summer camp. So as the kids work hard to produce their works, we found value in providing a space to professionally showcase their work so they can have something to aspire to. Sometimes you don't know what your art would look like until it's actually hanging in a space, a museum space. And it really does something to spur creative drive for the kids. And after the exhibition, for the summer camp exhibition, we prepare for the National Exhibition tent. It is a huge deal. It's curated by John Cox, his talent. It is just amazing. We look forward to hosting works from tons and tons of Bahamian artists. It's just going to be a fabulous experience. So we really encourage, the public to stay tuned to our social media on Instagram. The NAGB on Facebook is National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, and of course our website, www.nagb.org.bs, for more information, upcoming events, portfolio workshops, even the ITE. The ITE actually which is the Inter-Island Traveling Exhibition, just ended its final iteration of From Time, Water is Perfect Memory, in Exuma, in partnership with the Exuma Arts Network. And we look forward to bringing that online again, of course, under another theme, to another island. And we're very thankful for Exuma and previously Eleuthera for hosting that ITE as well.
For more information, check out the NAGB online. For Bahamas at Sunrise, this is Suzette Parker.
Well, that's going to do it for us, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Bahamas at Sunrise. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you.
Always a pleasure spending our early Monday mornings with you, our viewers and our Bahamian people and our international viewers. Go forth and have yourself a great week. Our holiday weekend is coming up. Y'all better get ready. Enjoy your week.
See you Friday. Bye.